Hey, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Jets, and after 16, 17 technically, long, agonizing weeks, the 2020 New York Jets campaign is over. This sucked. 2-14 the Jets finish, and this one season has set the franchise back. I'm going to adjust the mic a little bit. Has set us back so far. It's almost funny in a way. If it was another team, I would think it's funny, but we destroyed our franchise quarterback. We have to reset the coaching hunt. Free agents aren't going to want to come here now because we have the second pick and not the first, and that's the big thing. We have the second pick instead of the first pick, which means instead of essentially the sure thing in Trevor Lawrence, not that anything is a sure thing, but he really seems like he is, we will take the quote-unquote lesser, which there is nothing wrong with taking Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. Those are two very, very good prospects. But when compared, it hurts. And I am currently, eyeing Twitter, and I'm just going to keep refreshing that feed in the hopes that sometime very soon, in the very near future, in the next few minutes, Adam Gase will be fired officially. And I will see it on Adam Schefter's official Twitter. I'm waiting for it. I am waiting for it. That's all I want. That would make 2021 start off so well. So, the game today. 28-14, Patriots. Jets were pretty bad. I don't really have much to say. It was kind of a boring game, to be honest. Nothing really happened. It was very sloppy on both sides. It was clearly cold and probably a little bit wet, so that gives you a little bit of a pass. But this is bad. This is bad for both teams. Patriots look like they're in a free fall, and they're not bad enough this year to get a good quarterback. They're not good enough to compete and just think, we can throw bandages on this for next year. They're in this weird twilight zone. So I don't really know what their plans are from here on out. The Jets, like I said, played bad. The defense played pretty fine. It wasn't egregious or anything, I don't feel. But the Jets. Time to get onto this. So starting with the offense. Sam Darnold. I hate this. I love Sam Darnold. He is such a nice person from everything you can read. I just want to keep updating to see if that actually happens. Not yet. Sorry, I thought I saw one. Sam Darnold's a great person. Great guy. Great with the media. He's exactly what you want in that respect. But we've destroyed him. And I've seen a lot of people saying, well, Adam Gase ruined him, so that's why they should give him another chance. And yes, Adam Gase did ruin him. But he's still ruined. And people are wanting to say, well, Tannehill, we thought was ruined, and then, they fixed him in Tennessee. Tannehill was never this bad. Dolphins were never 2-14. They were never this bad. Sam finishes with a negative touchdown to turnover ratio, I believe, of 9-11. Yeah, I think it's 9-11. It's bad. Today, he was 23 of 34, 266 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, and both of those interceptions were just nasty. They were bad interceptions. Bad decisions, bad throws. He also had 3 sacks. I love Sam Darnold as a person. I wish him nothing but the best moving forward, but we can't bring him back. And anyone who wants to bring him back, I'm sorry, you're delusional. He is not going to work here. Maybe he can work somewhere else with a change of scenery, but we can't bring him back because he needs a year to just sit and learn the NFL. He needs to go somewhere where he can just take it easy or have a great coach. It's not here. I'm sorry. It sucks. It's not here. He needs to go somewhere else. He needs to figure it out there, and the Jets at 2 need to either draft Justin Fields, who just had an incredible game against Clemson, or Zach Wilson, who is an unbelievable prospect. But I cannot, in good faith, we should not as a franchise, in good faith, go into next year with Sam Darnold starting, let alone on the roster. And it sucks, and I hate it, but it's the truth. In his final game as a New York Jets coach, Adam Gase called a very Gase game. Tons of runs, tons of screen passes, tons of short checkdowns. And that's another thing I want to get into with Sam Darnold. I know people want to say, well, he had a touchdown today. He played terrible. He was awful. If you watched him, I'm a idiosyncrasy guy. He was only going to like 1 or 2 reads per play. He was checking down constantly. He would basically just stare at one receiver until they got open enough to throw out the ball. And it really bummed me out. But he was not reading the defense well today. He was just a one-read quarterback today, and it sucks. But what I saw from Sam Darnold today was the straw that broke the camel's back from what I watched him. Because I watched intently. I sometimes when I watch Jets games, I'll look at my phone every once in a while. I didn't look at my phone like at all today. I just focused on every single snap, every single second. And this was bad. This was really bad. And I don't think the Jets are the organization to save him. And it sucks, but it's the truth. Like I said, Gase called the Gase game. Just tons of checkdowns, tons of runs up the middle, tons of screen passes. This is just a terrible game by Adam Gase. And fitting. This is his final game as a Jets head coach. I'm going to update it again and see if there's anything new. And no, not yet. Sadly, he's still a head coach as of this moment in time. Hopefully that'll change. So like I said, Gase was terrible today. Big shock. He still wanted to play dumb and being like, well, I don't know if my future is in doubt with the Jets. It's happening today. It better happen today. And if it doesn't, tomorrow morning I'm waking up to that notification and I am sprinting through my neighborhood shouting and crying tears of joy. Anyway, Perriman had a pretty good day. 3 catches for 84 yards. Pretty nice day. He had a 54-yard reception, I believe. Now, here's the thing. Perriman has been pretty decent this year. He's been on and off, hot and cold. I'm okay with like a $3 to $4 million deal per year. Like we said, hey, Perriman, we'll give you $7 million over the next 2 years. I'm down. Like he's a fine 4th receiver, somewhere around there. I'm okay with bringing him back on a very cheap contract. Like if he's a 4th receiver, maybe even, 3rd receiver, I'm fine. That's cool. I can get down with that. Chris Herndon had another pretty decent game, 7 for 63, a touchdown, pretty good. The 2 running backs both had about 45 yards, and Ty Johnson and Josh Adams. Josh Adams had a touchdown. They were both pretty good. I'm fine going into next year with those 2, and then maybe either P. Ryan or drafted another running back and have running back by committee. We got burnt the last time we took a running back, so I'm cool just taking those 3 and doing running back by committee. That's fine with me. On to the defense, Marcus May led the team in tackles today with 10. He also had a tackle for loss. Marcus May, pay him all the money, bring him back. This guy is a monster. Bryce Hager? I didn't even know who this guy was till today. He had 8 tackles today and half a sack. And again, I had never heard of this gentleman before today, which kind of feels like every week the Jets have some random player who just balls out and just is really good. Today that was this gentleman. Neville Hewitt had 7 solo tackles, 7 total tackles. All of his were solo, which I thought was kind of funny. Frankie Louvu had a sack and a tackle for loss, and Bryce Huff had a sack and a tackle for loss. Bryce Huff, unsung hero, pretty good this year. Sneaky pickup by Joe Douglas. So that's really all there is to say about the game. I want to get into this, just because I want to talk about it. As soon as Gase is fired, I will make a Gase video talking about him being fired and how happy I am, and some statistics, because I found some really hilarious numbers. One in particular that I'm really excited to share about Adam Gase's career with the Jets. It's comical. It really is. But I'm going to get into that. I'm going to talk about the head coaching search a little bit, my top 3 candidates. Spoiler alert, the number 1 is Matt Campbell. Please give him a blank check. So I'm going to get into that. I'm going to talk about Joe Douglas. Well, I'll say this right now. Joe Douglas will, in the offseason, be leading the head coaching search. The owners, if when Woody Johnson comes back and Chris Johnson, they'll be in the rooms and they'll be listening to the interviews, but Joe Douglas is making the decisions, which, yes, thank God. He'll be making the calls. They'll just be there essentially for bumbling comic relief, I suppose, which that makes me happy. And I've seen some rumors saying, the Jets are going to be involved in a trade this offseason. They're either going to trade Darnold or trade the 2nd overall pick. No kidding. You're really breaking new ground there. So that's kind of obvious. Hopefully it's trading Darnold. I'm sorry, that hurts me to say, but we got to keep that 2nd pick. Tell me you didn't watch Justin Fields the other night against Clemson. Like, if you watched that game, which I did, and you watched this game, tell me, I want you to look me in the eyes for any of the Darnold fans left. You can't honestly look at these past games, Justin Fields just the other night and Darnold today, and say, yeah, I'd rather roll with Darnold going into next year. Or Zach Wilson against UCF. I know it was UCF, but still, come on. It's got to happen. So yeah, that's it. This was the last sad Jets thoughts of the season, which is kind of weird to say. I'm going to do some off-season stuff. I'm going to do head coaching stuff, hopeful free agent signings, maybe a mock draft or two. I'm not sure. I'm not good at mock drafts because I'm not good at, what's the word I'm looking for? Evaluating college talent. But yeah, there's a lot I want to do with the Jets in this upcoming offseason. As soon as Gase is fired, I'm going to be sitting here popping a bottle of sparkling grape juice and celebrating the fact that we finally have this awful, awful head coach gone. So yeah, expect that video as soon as he gets fired. So that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you so very much for watching. Jets fans have for some reason made my Jets content very viewed, which is flattering. And yeah, so thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And go Jets!